This is the Wordlife show on Ujima Radio.
Send and shout it out loud.
Right, okay, so this is the part of the show we have been looking forward to. I'm here joined by Kdogg, KT. Skip, wicked, but hey, thank you for coming through. Right, so you've been doing loads of music and everything like that. I just want to touch on a bit of history, get some background stuff before we go into it. Big up on all the tracks though, some bangers you've been doing. I really like what you're doing. The videos are looking sick as well. Right, first and foremost then, we'll just do the obvious thing, break it down. Kdogg, KT.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from?
Oh yeah, where the name came from. Jeez. I actually, this is the baddest thing, yeah. I wish I had a mad story about this, yeah, where I could just tell everybody, it's like, yeah, this name came through and this madness that happened, whatever. I wish I had that mad story, but I think what it was, yeah, it was just literally one of my friends must have just said Kdogg, innit? And I just said, yo, that's a cool name, let's just roll with it.
Okay.
And then later on, I added the KT on it because I realized on YouTube there was other Kdoggs on YouTube as well, so I thought, me add the KT on it just to solidify it, and the KT is initials to my first and last name.
I thought that from the email actually, I did think. It's only when I see the email, I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. But yeah, the Kdogg, I thought I better check. But now it's always better, I think, if someone's named you as well, isn't it? Like, it's hard picking your name, right?
Yeah, it's not easy, I swear down.
Yeah, well, it's stuck, you know, and I remember it. So, fair play. And optimizing on the internet now, I call myself Krazy. Had I known originally, it'd probably be Krazy something else, you know what I mean? Because you type Krazy on the internet, lots of things come up, right?
Yeah.
But now, honestly, big up on the music.
Thank you,
a lot of people might recognize you from I don't want to touch on it too much because of the nature of it, but it's something you've rapped about in your music, and I think it's something you've carried on your sleeve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, could we touch on it?
We can talk about it a bit, but obviously I can't talk about it too tough because it's still an opening case in that.
It's an open case. Well, we don't have to touch on it if you want, you know what I mean? All I was saying is I think it's good to see you using it as a strength, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? I think it's a horrific thing that's happened. I don't want details, especially on an open case, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to see that the way you bounce back and use that as a positive, that's what I wanted to touch on, you know what I mean? Because bad things happen to us, you know what I mean? Definitely. Life throws you curveballs, you know what I mean? We can't justify their behaviour or what they've done, and obviously they're getting dealt with accordingly because of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's just the thing that can happen now, and like with me, the way I view things is just we all take, like, let's say, I just viewed it as like an L in life, and you just take a loss in life and you just move on. If it's something that you can't control, you can't stress about it. So that's just how I like to view it, and just
Well, look, the reason I want to touch on it is I'm just gassed and happy to see you bouncing back and doing something positive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what people need to take from it, you know what I mean? Because sometimes horrible things happen, you know what I mean? Life does throw curveballs at you and stuff like that, and the bounce back game is incredible, bro. You know what I mean? And I think the fact that you've used that to inspire you to do music is what people need to take note. You know what I mean? I think it's impressive, bro. Right now, track accent. Okay, you said on there, you might tell from the accent you're not from here. Yeah. Now we was chatting about it's a country in Africa.
Yeah.
What's it called again? Sorry.
Namibia.
Yeah. Now, I'm terrible at geography. I know there's lots of countries in Africa. I'm not one of those people that think Africa's a country. Don't worry, I'm not quite that bad. But where about it's by South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like South Africa is right on the bottom, so Namibia is just right on top of South Africa, but like on the west side, so it's like on the coast, west coast, but on top of South Africa, so it's a different country right on top of it.
Okay. So, how old was you when you moved to sunny old England then?
This was just like 10 years ago, so it's like I was like 13, 12, 13 or something like that. So
okay, so you grew up quite a lot there then as well, went to school and sort of things there. So what do you think of the difference between the UK and
I obviously not trying to violate the UK and that, but I would say the UK is soft in a way, you know. The UK is actually soft in a way, you know.
Why is the UK soft?
Because over there, but to be fair though, it's maybe because of the where I come from as well. Is like the hood in it, so it's like the slums and all of this. Where it's like the hood in my capital city where I'm from, in Windhoek, called Katutura. That's literally where I'm from, and you just see the worst stuff in it. So it kind of teaches you to have this hard shower and all of this. So when people are like saying stuff or doing certain things to you and all of this, you don't react to it, or it doesn't affect you as much.
Because you've grown up around it and stuff like that. I mean, what sort of thing when you say the worst? I mean, could you elaborate on that a bit more?
Like, I would just say the poverty over there is just crazy, man. Like the poverty, that's just one thing that is just crazy. Where people are just trying to do whatever. There's this phrase that they use called Zulu to survive, which is like an Afrikaans phrase in one of the languages over there as well. So it's like you go Zulu, so it's like work hard to survive or whatever. But where they're from over there, it's just easy to be doing stuff like, let's say, stealing from another person or all of this, or it's just the poverty over there is just crazy, where people would do anything to just try to survive and all of that. So
is there like benefit systems in place over there? Is there like, because I know there's I think the way a lot of like charity adverts, there was like Africa and there's like 10 miles to a well and all that rubbish that we get chucked to, but Africa is like a really rich country in a lot of places and they've got some incredible wealth, but I think there's quite a bit of disparity and the poor divide, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost like the same as in most countries, in that the rich or the people controlling the countries and that, they're just the ones that are taking the money towards their family and the people from their culture mainly and all of that. So, and because the cultures are so different in my home country, there's probably about, I think there's like 13 different languages.
Oh wow.
And one of the culture has like 50% of the population in my home country, and pretty much they've been controlling the country since the country's been independent.
Right.
So they benefit the most in it when it comes to whatever that's going on in the country and all of that.
And is that language based or is that
there's language with it as well. It's different languages.
It's just people from different areas, and they've kept the money for themselves, but
so it's cultural. So it's like one of the cultures that has 50% of the population is pretty much doing its own thing, and then the other ones are just kind of like just divide. The other ones are obviously trying to make their own thing happen. Obviously, I haven't been there in quite a while now recently. Yeah, I've been there to visit like twice. I haven't been there in quite a while, but I'm going there this year as well to visit.
Wicked.
So I'm gonna go and see whether it's changed myself and all of this. But
have you got much family over there?
Yeah, my whole family's pretty much over there. It's just
so you get to go over, stay for free and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's a good thing about it.
What's the food like over there? That's one thing that I love about all different places over there. There must be certain foods that you get over there you can't get over here, right?
Yeah. So it's like in my culture, my culture is the Herero culture. So like I said, there's like probably 7 to 13 different other cultures in my home country. Yeah. So we got our own traditional food and all of that and everything as well. So it's like do you know porridge? Not like the oats one. Yeah, there's like a maize meal one. Yeah, the maize meal porridge. So we literally do that. We make that with like sour milk and sugar. Yeah. So that's like kind of like one of the main traditional meals.
One of the main carbs sort of thing. That they I've seen it on the program before actually. I've seen that, right? Yeah.
They grew up on that. So
okay, is there any like meat dish? Sorry, I'm a food man. I love music as well, but food's got me, bro. You know what I mean? I won't go back and I'll be looking up recipes and all that. You know what I mean? But what's like the main sort of meat and stuff like?
I would say cow and goat, and sheep. Yeah, those 3 in my culture is one of the 3 that I've seen eaten the most, to be fair.
Yeah. And what curry seasoning did they use? It's alright.
No, to be fair, they would use all kind of seasonings and spicing and all of this. So it's just everyone just cooks their own way. When it comes to like the cooking meat, and everyone does it their own way. But
so there's no like national dish or nothing like that they have.
Nah, because again, it's different cultures in it, so there's gonna be every culture has its own dishes.
Oh right, okay, within that, yeah. No, bro, sorry for far I've been on about that so much, but I love the food and thing. That's where I used to be head chef and all that food stuff got me. Back to music. So right, what was it that got you into music then?
Yeah, so what it was, so it's like I just remember like one. It's just listening to songs. So first things first, I was like listening to rappers like Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. Yeah. So that era that they had like between 2009 and 2011, where they were just popping off, making a lot of music and just dropping them. Yeah. So that was like my first listening to music, where I started taking the music properly. Because I was going to a boarding school in my home country at that time. Because like my dad's in the army, and like my mom was over here in the UK trying to pattern things for us though. And it's just so. That's why I learned a lot from music and all of that. So I just took in, it was mainly like American music. Started listening to like Tupac, Biggie, 50 Cent. Just started taking in all these other rappers in it, because the first rappers that got shown to me obviously was Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. But then, so
who's your favorite rapper?
Favorite rapper? Well, right now or back then?
Go on, back then and now.
Back then. Back then, I would say we were just heavy on Lil Wayne and Rick Ross in it, because that's who was listening to.
Sick, I can't say so much about Rick Ross. Good beats, like they hammer my beats, but anyway. But who now then?
Now there's a lot. I'm actually liking this UK scene, the Central C, Daves, Heady One, the Stormzy even. Who else? There's a lot. There's actually a lot it's mainly the UK guys because obviously I do similar music to them and all of this, so I can kind of relate and all of that. So
okay.
But yeah, and obviously there's the new American ones as well, like the Lil Durks, Lil Baby, and all
so
that.
you're feeling all the what's popping at the moment and stuff like that. Nah, fair. Right now, your music. Now you've dropped music videos.
Yeah.
Is there an EP or anything like a project or?
Yeah. So this is actually the first time I'm announcing this. My first project is coming in August, end of August. I think this is the 27th. I haven't fully finalized the date yet, but Believe in Yourself, my first project, is coming out. My last music video that I just released was the first like kind of introduction to it, just like, yo, Believe in Yourself coming soon. So
yeah, Believe in Yourself, we played that earlier on the show. Title track from the EP, and an amazing song as well. But I like the message, you know what I mean? You can't beat that, you know what I mean, the positive style. I like what you said earlier when we was off camera about are you using like drill music and sort of things like that, but not really on a violent tip or anything like that, and just, you know, more positivity and things like that. So more power to you. I think it's brilliant, bro.
Definitely.
Now we got some adverts, and then it's a live performance part of the show, so they get to hear it for themselves. Before we go into that, was there any shout outs or any gang you wanted to shout out or anything?
Yeah, I want to shout out my whole family, my parents, and I know they're definitely listening.
Hey, bro, you're doing them proud. Big up your family, you know.
Yeah, come on. Big up Mom, Dog, and that.
Hey.
And Dad. My stepdad and that. So, so, like, literally, shout out to them. Shout out to Bristol Beacon Future Proof. That's my team and that we kind of work with and all of this.
Wicked.
And catch me at Glastonbury as well this year.
You're performing at Glastonbury, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Saturday night, 10 p.m.
That's a good set as well. Good time.
What was it? Is it the Ram Shack? Yeah, the Ram Shack in the common area.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ram Shack, 10 p.m.
Man. At 10 o'clock at night, you know, that's gonna be wild, bro. So yeah, big up props to you. Bro, right, one last thing, social media. If they want to find your music or your Instagram, where can they find you, my bro?
It's ITS_Kdogg50 on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, I think, but I don't even use Twitter, to be fair. And then my Snapchat is Kdogg50, and my Facebook is KDoggKT. And then the rest is just, my music is just on all digital platforms. If you just search Kdogg KT, you find it.
Comes out straight away, to be fair. It does, yeah. It comes out, one of the other Kdoggs, you come up. But now, honestly, bro, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Really good music, loving the positive message, everything like that. Which makes me just want to go into these adverts even quicker so we can play the music, right? So we're going to go into the commercial breaks. We'll be back after this.
Cheers. Come on.
Let's go.
Man better know from a pull out the wipe is a problem. Short neck lick off for up head clean when I spot them. Licking off big shots, wide straight, make sure I got them. Man's easily top 10, any MCs I will drop them. Mango, beast mode, Harambe. Mango, gorilla mode, Harambe. Mango, beast mode.